Good morning, kiddos. I'm glad to be here with you today. My name is Officer Chad. I'm also called Officer Haynes. I work for the Davison Township Police Department. Some of my friends call me Nuggy. I have been Nuggy for 21 years. That's how long I've been a police officer. The high schoolers where I work, they also think I look like Shrek. So they call me Shrek all the time. I probably do look like Shrek, so it doesn't hurt my feelings. Let's talk about my uniform while I'm here. What is this called? A badge. What's that tell you?
That you are an officer.
That I am a police officer. And what is this called?
A patch.
A patch. And what does it tell you?
It tells us that you work at a police station, and
Yep.
that it tells you that when you
Tells you where I work, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, where I work. These are called collar brass. These tell you my rank. I'm the rank of a patrolman. There's also sergeants, lieutenants, captains, and chiefs. Every day I come to work, I wear a bulletproof vest under my shirt. That protects me in case a bad guy wants to shoot me or do anything harmful to me. And I also have this hat that I wear when it's super sunny. Why do you think I wear it when it's super sunny?
So you won't get burned.
So my head don't get burned because I don't have any hair anymore. Yeah, if it's super sunny like today and I got to direct traffic, I need to wear my hat so I don't get sunburned. What this does, if I spray this in somebody's face, they can't see. It really burns your eyeballs and you have snot and it's hard to breathe too. If somebody's trying to cause me harm or if they're under arrest and they want to fight me, this gives me an advantage in the fight because do I have to win the fight? I have to win the fight. That's my job. Yes, so this is one tool I have to help me win the fight. The problem with this is every time I spray the bad guy, I end up getting it in my face and I start crying and I can't see either. So it's really not much of an advantage for me. I don't use this very often. And then my taser. This is my taser gun. This shoots 50,000 volts of electricity into somebody. And it makes them flop around and they can't control their muscles and then they fall to the ground. Why would I want to do that to someone? Yeah.
Because if they're trying to steal something, you tase them so they stop running and catch them.
So if they're running, I can tase them and they stop running. Yes, that's one reason. Why else?
And if they're running away, you can tase them, and then they will get on, and then the taser makes them get off. Hurt them?
Yeah, the same reason. Running away, I can tase them. Can I just run? Can I tase anybody that's running? Can I if a jogger's going down the road, can I tase them? No. What do they have to be doing?
They have to be doing a crime, because if you do it without with they're not doing anything bad, then that's not how a police officer
Right. I
is.
could get in trouble, right? Yeah, I just can't tase somebody who's innocent. They're doing a crime. Or if they're fighting me. If they want to fight me, same reason. If they're under arrest and they don't want to be under arrest, so they start fighting me, this is another tool I have to make them go under arrest. Okay? This is my police radio. I can't take it off because all the wires are around me right now, but this is a police radio, and the wire comes up here to my shoulder. This is where we'll probably hear them talking. It's on right now. Tomorrow Monday, we're going to learn about 911, how to call it, when to call it. When you do that, you talk to a dispatcher. The dispatcher then talks to me on this police radio and tells me where the emergency is. So when we hear this, this is actually 911 that we'll be hearing. So we'll probably hear it real shortly. Handcuffs. These are metal bracelets. You guys are all familiar with handcuffs. You've seen them before. These are not comfortable at all. And every time somebody's under arrest, we handcuff them. We handcuff them behind their back, not up front. Why behind their back? Is there a new face? Yes. Why behind their back?
Why behind the back? Because they can't take it off easily.
They can't take it off easily if it's behind their back. That's true. And one other reason.
So they can't do anything to escape.
Can't do anything to escape. That's true too. And one more reason.
So if they have something in their pocket to unhandcuff them.
Yep, to escape. If see, that's a dispatcher. That's a 911 dispatcher right there. All she's doing is making sure police officers are okay out there. That's all she's doing right now. So if I handcuff somebody up here, they could still punch me, choke me. They could do lots of stuff. If they had something in their pockets, they could reach for it, right? If they're back here, they can't fight me anymore, can they? Nope. So that's why it's always behind their back. It's safer for me, and it keeps them out of more trouble. If they want to make a bad decision, they can't. Can you save your question? Till I get around the tool belt, then I'll. All right. This, who likes Harry Potter? I do too. Who likes Star Wars? I do too. This is like my Harry Potter wand or my lightsaber.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. This is a metal stick. What is it called? Hang on. Raise your hand if you know it. A baton. What do I do with this?
You can break windows with it to get in a place.
I could. I could break windows. What else do I do with this?
You can not when there's a bad guy and they don't notice you and you're coming up behind them. You could like hit them in the head with it, and they could like fall to the floor.
Okay, I hit them. Yeah, this is made for hitting bad guys. That's exactly what it's for. But I don't hit them in the head. If I hit them in the head with a metal stick, I could kill them. So where else would I hit them that's safer than their head? Go ahead.
Their back.
I could hit them in the back, but that's not where we're trained to either. One more spot.
Shoulder.
Nope.
Stomach.
Nope.
Their back of the leg.
Their legs. That's the safest spot. There are a lot of muscles down there, a lot of nerves. This is the safest place that I can hit a bad guy. The reason is, if I hit them real hard in some of their nerves down here, they fall down. And if they can't stand up, they can't fight me. This is another tool on my tool belt in case it gives me the advantage if they want to fight me. I've never really had to use this on a bad guy. I've had to use the taser, but never the nightstick. And I don't use the pepper spray much because, like I said, it makes me cry too, and I can't see. So that's the baton. This thing here is the handgun. I will not take this out of the belt because it's dangerous, isn't it? If I took this out and accidentally shot at somebody, what could happen?
They could die.
They could die. That's the truth. And we don't want that to happen. So that is not going to come out of my belt. All right? We're going to talk about guns in about 3 or 4 lessons, and you'll see a picture up on the slideshow of my gun. So that if you have any questions of what it looks like, you'll see it then. These are extra bullets. These won't hurt you until they're in the handgun. There's 15 bullets in each magazine. I have 3 magazines plus 1 in the gun already, so I have 46 bullets on me right now. A lot of bullets. This is my flashlight. You guys probably seen the big old flashlights, right?
Yeah.
But this is a pretty bright too. And this fits right in my pocket. Why do I have rubber gloves? These are rubber gloves. Why? You. Yep. Give me one reason you think I carry rubber gloves around. Go.
To not get his handprint on other evidence.
Ah, yes. It protects the evidence that I'm collecting. I don't want my fingerprints on the evidence. I want them to think I did it. What else?
Because if you do use your hands, then you might get like germs or something.
Exactly. It protects me from germs. Sometimes we go to crashes, car crashes. People are bloody. It protects me from their germs. Just like we wear these masks to protect ourselves from corona, this is just something that does protect me from other people's germs. That's exactly what it does. This is my car key for my car. That's nothing fancy. My cell phone's back here. And that pretty much sums it up for all my tool belt. Any questions with my tool belt?
What do you use the gun for?
The gun is in case that somebody is trying to shoot me or shoot other people or kill somebody, then I can use my gun. Okay? That's the only time I can use my gun is when somebody's life is in jeopardy. That's it.
What would happen if you got called in the middle of the night and you didn't have your belt?
If I didn't have my belt, you saying if they called me into work? If I was at home and they called me,
If they said it was like really urgent and you didn't have any time, what would you do?
I would go get my belt first. I need my belt to do my job. If I don't have my belt, I can't do it properly. But if I'm not working, I don't carry my belt all around. Like when I'm done for the day, I put my belt in the locker and I go home. And there might be some times where I see something, but then I'll call for help with the guys who do wear the tool belts.
What if your wife calls you in when you're in the shower?
Well, I can't answer if I'm in the shower. All right, let's move on. All right, at work I drive this police car. It's silver and blue. There's also other ones that are black. You might have seen the black one that drives through the city. That's this Davison City police officer with the Tahoe. What do they all have in common, though? What do all the police cars have in common? Yes.
Same with the red light, blue light that go ew.
Yes, they got red lights and blue lights on them, and with the siren. What else?
The spotlight.
Yep.
They all have. They all say police.
You
on the
got
side.
it. Exactly right. There are police cars that don't say police on them, but if you ever need help, that's the car you want to find. You want one that says police right on it. Good job. This is my family. This is all of us in the middle. That's my best friend and my wife. Her name is Nikki. We've been married for 21 years this summer. On the left is Christopher. He is a 9th grader at the high school. And on the right is Kyle. He's a 5th grader at Hahn. He went to Central. Actually, both of my boys went to Central Elementary too. But now Kyle's a 5th grader over at Hahn. So that is my family. And there's all of us together if you can't see the picture. That's Christopher with his marching band outfit on last year when they were able to perform. And these are the last 2 members of my family. That's Jax. He's our dog on the left. He's about 5 years old and he will play fetch until his legs fall off. And then Julep is our kitty cat. She's about 18 years old and all she does is eat and sleep. That's all she does. And so everybody asks, what do police officers do? Our job is to maintain a safe and orderly society. If everybody was allowed to do everything they wanted, whenever they wanted, would it be chaos? Mm-hmm. It'd be straight chaos, wouldn't it? So there's rules and there's laws that we're going to learn. And that is my job, to enforce laws so it's not chaos out there. So it's safe for everybody to live, safe and orderly. We help everybody that calls us, especially children. That's our job, is to help people, especially kids. We prevent crime and we protect our community. I live here, my kids go to school here, that's my job. I protect this community. I love this community. This is where I was born and raised. I love it here. That's my job. And we are your friend. I know sometimes people get mad at cops and say we're the bad guys, but do people make mistakes?
Yes.
Yes, everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes they make mistakes and they're angry that they got caught and that they're going to be disciplined or punished. So they say that we're the bad guys, but we're not the bad guys. We are your friends. I love all of you. If you see us out there, if you see any police officer, give them a thumbs up. It makes our hearts happy when we see kids giving thumbs up. Even if you're at the stoplight with your parents and you're in the back seat and he looks over at you, if you give him a quick thumbs up, he's going to love it, or she's going to love it. So we're your friends, remember that. Today we're going to talk about the big 5 safety rules. There's lots of rules that we teach you. I know we talk about stranger danger every year, don't we? There's lots and lots of rules. Your classroom has rules, your home has rules. These are the 5 rules that we as police officers think you kiddos should know at your age. And I think you're going to agree too. What does the word safe mean? That word safe, what does it mean?
Stay safe.
Yes. What does safe mean? So I know.
Stay away from bad guys.
Okay, stay away from bad guys. We're getting a little bit closer.
If you don't get hurt or killed.
Yes, being pretty close to what she said. It's being free from danger or being injured. That's it. Is she being safe there?
No.
No. What's going to happen if she falls in that water?
Drown.
And what's in that water?
Shark.
Yeah, she's going to be shark food, isn't she? She's not being safe. Being safe means you're not in danger or you're not in jeopardy of being hurt. And what are some rules you have here at school? Just give me one.
Run in the hallway.
Don't run.
to not hurt other people and don't when a bully's here
Yeah.
and when there's a bully you just walk away, and if they don't leave you alone, tell a teacher.
Good job. Yep. Yep. What's another rule?
Do not touch people.
Do not touch each other. One more.
Don't hurt anybody.
Yeah, don't hurt. This is supposed to be a safe place, right? We're not to hit each other when we come here. No running in the halls. I told you when we started, raise your hand and I'll call on you. That's one of my rules. It just makes things go easier for me. No fighting, no stealing. If I was to steal his water bottle, is he going to be happy about that? No, he's going to be very unhappy. And that's against the rules. What are some rules you have at home?
Don't break anything.
Don't break anything. Wow, that's hard to not break anything.
Don't mess anything.
Don't mess with anything. Wow. Okay.
If you see that little fire thingy, don't.
Don't play with matches at all.
No.
Nope.
Only your parents use it to
Right.
make the bathroom.
Right.
Don't mess with fire.
Don't mess with fire at all.
Don't mess with gas.
Okay.
Do what your parents say.
Do everything your parents say because we're the boss, aren't we? Yep. Are you guys allowed to hit brother and sister? No, that's usually a rule. We don't hit brother or sister. Don't answer the door if your parents aren't home either. That's pretty dangerous. Yep. And why do we have those rules? They keep us
Safe.
safe. Yeah. And if I was to steal his water bottle, he's going to be very unhappy, isn't he? They also keep us happy. If I'm not allowed to steal his water bottle, he's happy about that. Yeah. I don't want you stealing my stuff either. So we're all happy. They keep us safe. They keep us happy. There's a lot of them, like I told you, but these are the ones that we think are the most important. First one is never go with a stranger. We talk about it at Stranger Danger every year. Do you think that means we think it's important?
Yes.
Yes, it's very important. What is a stranger?
Someone that you don't know.
That's it, isn't it? Somebody you don't know. What do they look like?
Someone that has, I forgot.
What do they look like?
You don't know what they look like.
They look like anybody.
Because if you don't know them, you don't know what they look like.
That's it. They can look like anybody. They can be old. They can be young. They can be light skinned, dark skinned, male, female. Everybody you don't know is a stranger. Were Mr. Scott and I strangers when we walked into this room?
Yeah.
We were strangers to you. We've introduced ourselves. Now we're not strangers. And I hope you think we're pretty good people. Yep. Most strangers are good people. There's very few bad strangers. But still don't want you to talk to them. You know what it means when I say the word go with a stranger? Give me some examples of going with a stranger. How could you go with them?
They're gonna try to give you candy and stuff.
They could give you candy. They could try to trick you to get close to you. How else could you go with them?
Here's like a really bad way to go with them. If you meet them and you at like the park and something, and they're friends, and you're by yourself with the bike, if they say to get in your car and then they pull out a gun and you like all you do is just yell for people, and if they don't have weapons, sometimes
So you're saying getting in the car with them is going with them. Perfect answer. How else could you go with them? Getting in the car, getting close to them by them tricking you. How else?
So you're at the park, and then somebody says, hey, do you want to go on a walk with me?
Walk with them. Yes.
If you just think a person's coming right there, you just think you're a normal person, and then they grab you through the neck and then try to choke you.
Well, they could, but that's then an example of going with them. One more.
Or if they try to trick you into going in their car, that means you're being kidnapped.
Okay. Going in their car is one way. Going on a walk with them is another. Tricking, going in their house, or even riding a bike with them. Those are all ways that you could go with a stranger. Don't do any of that. If this nice acting grandma come up and ask you to get in her car, but you don't know who she is, would you get in there? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Would you go?
No.
But she looks really, really nice. You still wouldn't go?
Oh, no.
That's the right answer. You don't go with her. You don't know her. I just told you that. Don't get in the car with her. If this man come up to you and asked you to find his lost puppy, would you help him? No, absolutely not. Should an adult be asking a kid to help them find a dog?
No.
No. Who should they be asking?
Another adult. Another adult.
Another adult. That's correct. After you say no to the stranger, you should always get away fast, and you should always tell your parents or who you're closest to or a trusted adult. Every time. Tell somebody. Okay? Even if they're good strangers, we'll figure that out. Okay? Tell somebody that somebody talked to you and run away. If a stranger comes to your house, don't let them in. If this guy came to your house, would you let him in?
No, it's not.
That's an alligator. That would be silly. If he gets in your house, he's going to do some damage, isn't he? He's going to break things or maybe even eat you. So pretend that strangers are alligators. Don't even answer the door, but definitely don't let them in your house. All right? Never go anywhere without your parents' permission either. We want to know where you're at. In case there's an emergency, we want to know where you're at. We love you. That's the only reason we want to know. Okay? It's not because we're mean. We just want to know where you're at. And then we make you check in usually, don't we? Yep. Always tell us where you're going. Rule number 2, always wear your seatbelt when you get in the vehicle. First thing you do, every time, buckle up. Before you play on your technology, you get in that car, fasten your seatbelt, and then you get playing on whatever you want. Okay? Sometimes I told you we see a lot of traffic crashes. Sometimes in those crashes, when kids aren't buckled up, they bang their heads or they get injured. And part of my job is to help bandage them up and get them to the hospital. But it really makes me sad when I see kids not buckled up that got injured because they weren't fastened up. Okay? Stay safe. Rule number 3 is don't put anything in your mouth that'll hurt you. What are some examples of things, if you put them in your mouth, they're going to hurt you?
Bugs.
Bugs. Like what kind of bugs would hurt you?
Bees.
A bee. What is going to happen if you put a bee in your mouth?
They're gonna sting you.
That makes sense, right? A bee is going to sting you if you put it in your mouth. We don't put bees in our mouth because it's going to hurt us. That's common sense.
If you put in like a shot with like if you went to the hospital and you saw a shot and you thought it would help you and you put it in your you dropped it in your mouth, it could have been like poisonous or something.
Could have.
And it could have like
Very could have. Could hurt you very badly.
Demona, if you think like something will help you.
Say it again.
Demona.
I still didn't hear you.
Medicine.
Medicine. Medicine, if it's not yours, could hurt you. What else could hurt you if you put it in your mouth?
And cigarette.
And cigarettes and tobacco and alcohol. Even though that stuff is legal when you're older, it's still harmful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If people smoke cigarettes, that's harmful to their bodies. Yep.
Get one lady throwing cigarettes in my water.
That's a good question. People do a lot of things that they shouldn't do. All right, let me give you the definition of a drug. A drug is anything that changes the way you think, the way you feel inside, or the way you act. Can you do it with me one time? Drugs are something that changes the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act. That is the definition of a drug. Some drugs are good drugs. Every time we use the word drugs, we think, oh, that's bad. Are there good drugs?
Yeah.
What are they called? Raise your hand.
Medicine.
Medicine. Yes, medicine are good drugs. They're actually helpful to us. Who gives you the medicine? Where do you get the medicine at?
From your mom or from other source.
From your mom or the store, you said? Yep. Who do you go see first that has to write you the prescription?
Me?
Yep.
The doctor.
The doctor. The doctor
They
that
tell you what kind of medicine you need.
right. They figure out what your illness is.
Something to give.
Yep. Then they call the pharmacy. The pharmacy prepares your medicine, and then your mom or dad or your loved ones goes pick it up, and they give you the medicine. Yes. Should you take medicine from a friend at recess?
No.
No, that would be silly. We don't want to do that. That could be harmful to us. Rule number 4 is never touch or play with a gun. That's why I'm not taking this one out of my holster, because accidents can happen. They're very dangerous, and you, at your age, should stay away from them. You should never touch them. You guys remember Eddie the Eagle? Remember him?
I do.
It was kindergarten the last time you saw him.
I don't.
He taught you 4 important safety gun rules. Does anybody remember any of them? Give me one of them.
Never touch. When you find a gun, never touch it and go tell your parents that you found it.
That's 2 of them. Perfect. Don't touch it and go tell somebody, a trusted adult. There's 2 more.
And never go buy it or touch it. at
Okay. The first rule is stop. The second rule is don't touch it. The third rule is to get away from it and then go tell your grown up. 4 rules. Stop. Don't touch it. Get away from it. Go tell a grown up. Okay? They are not toys. Don't ever touch it. What can happen if somebody plays with a gun and accidentally goes off? What could happen?
It could break stuff and it can hurt people.
How bad hurt?
A really bad one.
Like, say the word. You're scared to say it, aren't you? What could it do to you?
Die and you would probably have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, you could die if you play with a gun and you're not supposed to. The last rule is never let anybody touch you that makes you feel uncomfortable or hurts you. Okay? You guys know what a good touch is? How about a high five? Psh, we got to act like it now, don't we? Because we can't touch each other. Is a high five a good touch? Yeah. How about a fist bump? Is that a good touch?
Yeah.
How about hugs?
No.
Hugs aren't?
Yeah. No, they're good.
They're a good touch. We're not supposed to do it right now so we don't get sick and share germs, but hugs are good. That's a good touch. How about if I kicked her? Is that a good touch? No, that's a bad touch. How about if I pinched him? No, that's a bad touch. And if I punched him with the mohawk? Oh, those are bad touches. We know the difference of a good touch and a bad touch. Do not let anybody touch you that hurts you. This is going to make you a little uncomfortable, but there's certain parts of your body that a bathing suit covers. Those are called your private parts. Nobody should ever touch you in your private parts. If that does, you need to yell no, and you need to tell a trusted adult as soon as possible. You say no, you get away from them, and you tell a trusted adult. And those people could be your mom or dad or grandpa or grandma, could be your school counselor, police officer, even your friends' parents. All right, let's review what we learned today. The word safe. What does the word safe mean? Do you remember that? Want me to help you start it?
Don't go buy something that you don't know.
Okay. No. Being safe is being free from danger. Free from danger or being hurt. That's the word safe. We learned that police officers are your friends. You learned that we wear these uniforms and these tool belts. Always give us a thumbs up, please. Makes our hearts happy. We need it. Okay? We deal with a lot of bad things out there all day long. A thumbs up just brightens my day up. We also learned that we have rules, and why is it important to follow the rules?
So you don't get hurt or someone else don't get hurt.
So nobody gets hurt. Why else?
Never touch a gun.
They keep us, the rules keep us
Safe.
safe and
Protected.
And if we didn't have rules, it would be chaos.
It would be
because
chaos.
Everyone would get hurt. And
yes,
steal things. And
yes.
stuff.
They keep us safe. They keep us safe from chaos. And if I stole his water bottle, he is what? Unhappy. They keep us safe and happy, and they keep us protected from chaos. All right, let's review the big 5 safety rules. Rule number 1 was don't go with a stranger. Number 2 was
don't ever
Yes.
don't
has to do with getting in a vehicle. What's the first thing you do?
don't get in examples of never to how strangers would get you in a
Nope.
a vehicle.
What do you do when you get in the car with your parents? First thing,
Seatbelt.
seatbelt. Number 2, always wear your seatbelt. Number 3 has to do with bees.
Don't put anything that is bad to hurt you in your mouth.
You got it. Don't put anything in your mouth that's going to hurt you. Rule number 4, I have one on my tool belt. Don't play with
A gun.
guns. Well, they're dangerous and they can do what? They can kill you. Don't play with guns. And the rule number 5 is, remember that one?
Rule number 5. Never trust.
It has to do with a high five and a punch. What is that?
Air high five
Well,
or good touch.
good touches only. Don't let anybody touch you inappropriately, right? No bad touches. Know the difference of good touch, bad touch. And from now on, we'll just say no bad touches. All right. Good job today. You guys are all part of my safety team now. Every time I come in here, we're all a team. If you guys see something dangerous, you tell me. We're a big team. Everywhere you go, you're part of a team. When Mr. Scott and I leave today, we're going to be a team together. And then you guys will be a team without us, but you're always a safety team everywhere you go. All right? Thank you for your attention today. You guys are awesome. I look forward to seeing you next week and the week after that, and I hope you had a lot of fun today.